This is ARC Sports.
Well, welcome in, good people, to ARC PDX Sports, and we got a great show for you folks tonight, filled with lots of hoops and field goals, and we're going to start with the hoops. Signed a big-time extension in the offseason after taking the Portland Pilots back to the NCAA tournament. Head women's basketball coach for the Pilots, Mr. Michael Meek. Coach, appreciate you joining us today.
Yeah, thank you, Tyree. Appreciate being here. Excited about it.
Oh, man, I'm excited about your program, and you guys have been so fun to watch this season.
Yeah.
First off, we're going to start easy. What's it been like kind of coaching this team? You have so many seniors on this roster now. What's it been kind of like for you this season, kind of coaching this team with a little more experience, a little more NCAA tournament experience?
Yeah.
What's that kind of been like for you?
Yeah, we have 6 seniors, and a bunch of them been in the NCAA tournament twice now. And it's just an awesome group. I mean, how well they get along, how well they care about one another. It's literally fun for me to come to practice every day. I think the team kind of teases me because I could practice forever and just be with them, and it's just a joy to be around, and obviously being 17-3 helps as well. So
I mean, you know, when the wins start racking up in that column, you feel pretty good. I got to actually ask you about that.
Yeah.
17-13, a school record. You started off 11-0. What's kind of been that juice for you guys this season to be able to get the extra leg up on people and get these dubs? Because, Coach, honestly, we're going to be real. You guys are definitely one of the top teams in the country, especially with the senior-led squad. How have you been able to do that?
Yeah, you know, I think it was just a great start. I mean, I think having that NCAA experience last year, you know, we are kind of different, I think, in the respect that we had all 11 of our kids return this year. So we didn't have anyone leave on the portal. And I just think having all that continuity and experience back, and, you know, the care and love for one another, I think that is what we try to really be the backbone of our program. And I think it's carried over and wins. I mean, again, 17-3 is a fantastic start, but I think this team is so much more about the wins and losses too.
Oh, and I think one of the things that people can also contribute to that is just how you guys are in the community. They see your faces.
Yeah.
You guys aren't afraid to talk to people and actually tell people to come out there and get into the stands. I got to ask you, Coach, because you could probably relate a little to this. Scott Ruick, when he had that Oregon State team, and everybody decided to get in the boat and transfer and leave. But you didn't have that. But being with the University of Portland, the resources in terms of the money is probably a little bit different. How have you been able to kind of stay afloat with this transfer portal that's, honestly, it got a lot of people scratching their head basically because, you know, it's basically a free-for-all?
Well, everything can, you know, change from year to year, and I'm just thankful that our team has loved their experience, that they, you know, they care about their academics. I think a thing that's not talked about with our team over the last like 2.5 years, they've been at about 3.6 GPA as a team. And so, you know, not only taking care of it on the court, but they care about their academics, they care about their life beyond basketball, and they obviously not only want to achieve high in the classroom, but they care about what they're doing for each other on the court too. And I think that's really been a big part of why they wanted to stay, and, you know, kind of continue the rise of the program has been all on the players and the team and what they've done, you know, together one another.
Would you say that those 11 coming back, would you say that kind of helped the recruiting process a little bit more? Even though obviously not all of 11 of them are going to be back because they're seniors, but just coming into like 2026 and the years after, do you think this year kind of helped solidify at least more of a foundation for the recruiting going forward?
Yeah, you know, I think kids talk, and I think our team knows that we care about them as people first and foremost. And like, to me, if we don't have a great experience as a team, then we've failed as a staff. And so, you know, I really think that has been a big part of why not only our kids are wanting to stay, but other good, you know, all league level players are wanting to come transfer in. And we've had some awesome transfers through the years. And, you know, again, that could change any time, but, you know, I feel like we're in a great place, and, you know, our hope is to continue to be there.
You know, I got to ask you about this. You got 3 losses on the record. Only 3, though. Compared to the rest of the country, Coach, you're doing pretty high. And then one of those was the Oregon State loss. I got to ask you, what did you learn from that? Because that one seemed to be kind of a pinnacle point in terms of, wow, we kind of looked shocked a little bit, but we can reel it back, and then you started to get some more wins after that, and then you beat them again when you guys had to play them. So I was curious on your thoughts. What did you guys probably learn from that loss?
You know, they're a great team and a great program, and you know, obviously our 2 losses with Gonzaga, all 3 really competitive losses. So, you know, I think that we've really done an awesome job of just maintaining, like, we're going to worry about ourselves. We're going to be great at what we can control. We're going to focus on the process. And, you know, it is harder to lose than it is to win. But, you know, this team has been so mature. I mean, even last year when we won the league tournament, I mean, we went into the tournament coming off pretty much a 4-game losing streak. And then just, you know, but they never wavered and they stayed together. And, you know, I really feel like having that core of just tough players that want to do well for one another, I think it's just continued to carry on to this season.
Did that help make your decision signing that extension a little bit easier? I gotta ask you, you're gonna be one of those names in the headlines that's gonna be like, can Coach Meek go to this route and stuff like that? But every time I talk to you, you always rave about your love for Portland and the Pilots and the university. Talk about that. Has that helped you stay, the girls that have been able to return? What's helped you stay here at the University of Portland?
Well, I just love the community. I love the Portland area. My wife and I have, you know, we've lived in the same house for 25 years now.
Really?
So we, you know, we were at Southridge for 10 and George Fox for 9 and now Portland for 6. So, you know, it's one of those things that, you know, make the big time where you're at, and you know, why change when you're happy and you love what you're doing, and we just feel blessed with the opportunities that we've had, and Portland's been phenomenal, and of course it helps making the NCAA tournament or qualifying 3 times because
Right.
we didn't get to go the first year because of COVID, but it's been an awesome run, and when you get to coach the kids that we do, that care about one another, that want to get better, that want to do great in the classroom, it just makes my job so easy that, you know, why would you want to look for anything else, right? So
that's definitely, you know, it's funny because I know that that you will be one of those names, and just to hear you establish and continue to establish how much you love this area, I think that just speaks volumes, especially with the high school hoops around here. So, you know, I gotta ask, how's it looking with the high school hoops around here? Have you got a chance to get out there to some of the high school games at least a little bit?
Well, I think Oregon, you know, as far as women's basketball, I mean, starting with Brad Smith and Mark Neffendorf and just, you know, Hall of Famers that just have really set the tone for what girls basketball, high school basketball in Oregon is going to be like. And it's per capita, I don't believe there's a better state in the country for women's or girls basketball. And you know, every year they just produce great players and so many great coaches. And, you know, even though I've been in the college game for 15 years, I still feel like I'm a high school coach too, right? Because that's my roots, and just really proud of being a high school coach in Oregon for 15 years as well.
And you know, 2026 means the WNBA is coming to town. I know that is going to change a few things for organizations around here, but when I talked to you a little bit earlier, you said if anything, it's just going to boost it up. I want to ask you, what's your thoughts on the WNBA coming to town, and do you think of a name for this team? Because I have been thinking hard about it, but I want to know your thoughts.
Yeah, well, I'm not even going to get involved in the name of it. So
I'll put my head in now. I got you.
But I think it's just so cool. I mean, I just think it continues to elevate the game in Oregon and in the Portland area, and just having a WNBA team here and bringing it back, you know, bringing it back here, just seeing the league grow, seeing the game grow. I think the women's game over the last couple of years is just can not only continue to elevate, but just people are really starting to take notice now, and it's such a great game and such a great game to watch. I feel like our team is phenomenal to watch just because they play full court and press the whole game, and they work so hard, and they're just, for me, I'm a fan of them too. So I just think it's awesome to have a WNBA team, and, you know, I think there's so many people in Portland that are excited about it.
Coach, what's it going to take for you guys to get back to the NCAA tournament?
Well, we're going to have to be playing our best at the end, you know, and I think we're trying to get 1% better every day, and I think this group is really, you know, is working hard to make that happen, and we know how good our league is, and you know, we know a few breaks got to go our way, but you know, we also know we have experience, and and the know-how how to get there. And so we're not excited for the tournament yet because we don't want this journey to end yet, right? Like, we want to keep going, and but we're definitely excited and working towards that opportunity as well.
Coach, we appreciate you joining us, your time. It's always awesome to talk a little bit of Portland Pilots. Make sure you guys get out there to 17-3 Portland Pilots play at the Child Center. Make sure you get tickets to tune in to them. Still ahead.